Thunder's here in Boston to take on the defending champion Celtics here in a March battle. I've got Isaiah Joe here alongside me. And Isaiah, this is a great opportunity for you guys. You're so competitive. You're coming off that back-to-back against another really high-level team in Denver. Just want to ask you about kind of the hunger, the focus that you guys have coming here on the road to face the defending champions and an opportunity for you all to continue to step forward and grow.
Yeah, we're definitely hungry. Being on this stretch of playing these high-level teams is definitely we're getting a test, and so we get to test our ability to go out here and perform against these teams that we could see, potentially in the postseason, and just, improve what we've been building for the entire season, and that's just stacking games, taking a possession at a time, and then seeing what a result lies at the end of the game.
You're obviously familiar with the Celtics from your time in OKC, but even before that, being in Philly, being same division, they're a team that they went to the playoffs 6 times before they broke through and won a title. What do you notice about maybe some of the things that they went through that you guys are kind of going through right now as you're building towards what your eventual goal is too?
It's always been a competitive team. They believe in the power of growth, and it showed in their franchise. And I think that's what we're going through. Just we're growing and getting new experiences each and every day, but just being battle tested. I think at the end of the day, the team that's more battle tested and that it accepts the challenge the most would be the more successful team.
The thing that both of your teams do at a really high level is win the possession battle. I mean, neither of you turn the ball over. You're 1 and 2 in the NBA in that category. How critical is trying to win that battle in this game? I think it was dead even the last time that you two played.
Yeah, just trying to get more shots and better shots. We believe that the team that gets the most looks and the more opportunities to put the ball in the hole will win the game. And other than that, it's just getting stops on the defensive end.
It seems like they're uniquely qualified with their personnel to switch a lot defensively. You guys have seen a million different looks, traps, and zones, and all sorts of stuff. What are some keys when you play against switching, and kind of what makes them a challenge in that regard?
Yeah, we definitely have to be aggressive. We can't succumb to their switching, but we think that it's a good opportunity just to test our muscle, because you never know what you're going to see in the playoffs in the postseason. So being able to go against them, it's another look, a different look. Denver threw a new look at us the last game, so we're hoping to see something new this game, something that we can build and grow from.
And then you guys, you pride yourself on your defense. Obviously, Mark Daigneault said 140 is too many to let up the last game, but prior to that, it was like 98 a game for the 3 previous games. What do you need to get to in terms of your fastball defensively here tonight?
Yeah, we have to guard with all 5. We have to be more focused. We have to be the aggressor. We have to hit first, and then when we do get hit, we have to get back up and hit back.
We're seeing so much cohesion between you and Isaiah Hartenstein and Jay Will. Some of these great passes, the between the legs pass we saw the other day from Jay Will. Tell me about the chemistry and how much fun it is on the court to be playing with these guys.
Yeah, it's extremely fun. Guys, they're great at creating action. They're always looking for how available you are, any way to get you to rock, to get you a shot. And so they're doing a really good job of, doing different tricks with that just to find ways to get more looks.
And then last thing for you, seems like these games in the NBA these days, they swing on which team is kind of in these 3-point runs. Sometimes you guys the other night you hit like 8 out of 9 threes, and, the game can kind of flip back and forth based on that. With a Celtics team that loves to shoot the 3 also, tell me about that dynamic of the game tonight.
Yeah, so we know that in a 48-minute game there could be a lot of swings. Teams get hot, teams get cold, teams make adjustments, and so whenever we know that they get a lot of shots up, they're going to make some, but we can't waver. We can't get away from our game plan.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Isaiah. Good luck out there tonight. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. That's Isaiah Joe. I'm Nick Gallo. This is Thunder Basketball.
What do you sort of expect to see from Boston with Jalen out? Obviously, teams since the break have been throwing sort of wonky coverages at you, but now without Jalen, you saw what Denver did in the second half. Like, what do you sort of expect from Boston?
I expect them to play, their brand of basketball. On both ends of the floor. Obviously, they're a really good defensive team. You don't win at the level that they've won at without playing defense, so we expect to see that. As far as what exact coverages they're going to play, we've prepped for some things we expect them to see or expect them to do, but, there's no way to know exactly what they're going to do until the game tips off, so.
What's important for you guys just in this matchup in general? I mean, Coach calls this team an actualized team. Same with a team like Denver, and he says you can learn a lot from those sort of matchups. What have you learned going up against Denver, and what can you learn from a game like tonight?
Yeah, obviously they have different play styles, but at the end of the day, it's a similar dilemma to solve. You have really good players who are really good with the ball in their hands, and then you have good players around them that can make plays when they give it up. So first you got to make it really tough on their main guys. Force them into tough situations, force them to give the ball up, and then after that you got to make it tough on the guys who catch it in the secondary, and then you got to close possessions out so that you can get on offense.
Sure. With that mention, that term actualized team, like what have you learned from a guy like Caruso about, what that looks like, what that takes to kind of reach the final product, so to speak?
Yeah, I'd say the number one thing is the intensity and the attention to detail that it takes to get there. It doesn't happen by accident. None of these teams, who have done what we're trying to do, got there by accident. There was a lot of intention in every little detail, and they learned from every little mistake, and that's what we have to do too.
I know obviously you would have liked to be playing in the first game, but what did you kind of learn about this matchup watching the game a couple months ago back in OKC?
Yeah, it was very similar to the game we played against them last year at home. A lot of spacing on the floor. You really have to guard your yard, and take some pride in individual defense to kind of limit the help and rotations and stuff. It was very similar to that. And I don't expect it to be any different. We're still seeing the same really good players who've been doing what they've been doing for a lot of years now. So, it's not extremely different every time you see them. Obviously, there's, the X's and O's that change, some of the, things that the coaches throw in there to try and get advantages. But, we're still seeing really similar stuff out there from everybody.
Did you ever get an explanation the other night, whether that was from the league or that crew, about the whole rules tied to the permanent sub thing or anything?
No, I didn't get it. Nobody reached out to me.
Would you look for it?
I didn't ask.
Any expectation on length he'll be out?
Jalen Williams?
Yeah.
Not right now. I mean, he's back home. He's getting his initial rehab. But we'll continue to take it day to day.
Mark, there's just the margin of error that exists playing Boston. They don't turn the ball over, very similar to you all in terms of just the possession battle that you talk about. How critical is just, squeezing every possession that you can get in this matchup?
Yeah, they're an efficient team because of the shot selection and the turnovers. Just there's a reason they're as good as they are offensively for years running now. And they beat you in a lot of ways. They got great point of attack guys. Like you said, they don't turn it over. They execute very sharply. They kind of know their patterns. And then they shoot open shots. They generate open shots because of the power of their personnel. So you got to be really on it against them. I thought we did a really good job in the second half of our first game against them, but we know they're going to be ready to play tonight, so we've got to be ready to play as well.
What is the mentality for you guys the rest of the season when you have such a lead? Like, what do you want to accomplish? What do you need to do to get ready for the playoffs?
Yeah, we got to get better, because there's a lot of games left. We don't want to coast. We want to continue to improve. There's a lot of opportunities to improve. We're going to see different things. People will throw different things at us. Build the confidence of our players, have them going into the postseason healthy and confident. Those are some of the priorities. But the biggest thing is improving as a team. It's not an insignificant amount of games left. We got to make sure that we keep our foot on the gas and continue to get better.
What are the main things you want to improve on?
A little bit of everything, stay sharp on defense. Obviously we gave up 140 points the other night, which is very uncharacteristic for us. That was following two very good defensive performances, but staying really sharp on that end. And then offensively, just sharpening our attacks. We can't control what teams will throw at us, but we're going to see the gamut of things because of the way we've played offensively. And the gamut of things because of the way Shea's played. So as those things come up, we have to, pivot to our attacks quickly and sharply and improve on that end of the floor. And like I said, individual guys playing with confidence. We need all of our guys playing confidently as we enter the postseason. And we're going to use these games to build that up as well.
Mark, with that, obviously Jalen, like in the season, injury, Jalen's been one of those consistent commodities. What do you sort of expect Boston is though, right? So, with the way teams have been trying to guard Shea and now without Jalen?
I mean, traditionally what they've done is different from what we've seen. So we'll try to calibrate to the game, when we figure out what they're doing tonight. But we never want guys to be out, but we've tried to make the most of the opportunities when guys are. And, I think this is a good time for Wiggins, for Chet, Casey Wallace, Caruso, Dort, Isaiah Joe, our wing players that'll occupy some of those minutes. Oos, our wing players that'll occupy some of those minutes. It gives them opportunities to create. It gives them more minutes. It gives them wider roles. And we've benefited from what that's done for us at previous times this season. And so we'll continue to, make the most out of a circumstance where obviously we'd like to have him healthy.
Mark, the first time you were here as a head coach, you won the game against the Celtics in your home area. Where does that moment rank for you?
Coaching here is always great. It's, I grew up here and grew up in this building. I came to a lot of games here. But I really try to stay focused, on our team and continue to serve our team and not get distracted by that. Everybody goes to their hometown. It's always special. But once the ball goes up in the air, I'm just trying to help our team win.
What have you seen from Isaiah Hartenstein so far? Is he the upgrade that you guys were hoping for?
He's been incredible, and the thing that's been most incredible about him is the kind of guy he is. He's a high-level competitor. He's a high-level teammate. He and Caruso came into the team, and it's felt like they've been here for 3 years. They just really hopped on a moving train and have done so seamlessly. And, he's a badass. I mean, he plays hard every night. He's tough as nails. And he's helped us in areas where we've been vulnerable in the past. So, I can't say enough about the impact that he's had, but also I really can't say enough about him as a guy. I'm very, very impressed being around him every day. He is a real dude.
Mark, when you have two high-level teams like yourselves in Boston, when you have a star player, your best player, arguably able to point at the other end and say, hey, I want to take their best guy and try and put straps on him. What does that mean to have your guy, Shea, to be able to do that? Because not everybody has that luxury.
Yeah, no, having a player that is of his impact offensively, that is of his impact defensively is a major luxury. And it's a major reason he plays the most minutes on the team and we're the best defense in the league. And the fact that he's as impactful defensively as he is one of the reasons for that. I mean, he has a lot to do with that. He's good. He can switch on those guys. He'll be guarding those guys a little bit tonight. And he's also impactful off the ball because of the steals and because of the blocks. And, those are points that he's taking off the board when he does that. And that's one of the luxuries of our team. And we have two-end players, but it starts with him. I mean, he's the ultimate two-end player.
Coach Malone has been beating the drum for his guy. What's your style in terms of saluting SGA as MVP candidate?
Well, I'm more focused on our team, and that's a directive from Shea. Shea wants to focus on the team, and he wants to focus on team success. All the interactions I have with him are about the team. I'm very impressed with Shea's ability to compartmentalize that. Obviously, he would be honored to win the MVP, but when he steps in between the lines with our team, he's only focused on our team, and I think our team success has reflected that for 2 years. To have the youngest team in the league. And to have the success that we have uncommon players. And it's not just him. All of our guys have uncommon professionalism, maturity, competitiveness, but he's leading that, and so his focus on that is very impressive to me. But the league, I do think the fact that, there's a national narrative around those two players. Those are two great ambassadors for the game. Jokic is a great guy. He's a great team guy. Shea's obviously, I can't say enough about as a person, as a team guy. So I think it reflects well for the NBA that those two guys in this season are the guys that everybody's talking about.
I am just curious because it seems like in the past 2 weeks with the way Big Jalen Williams has performed, guys have really embraced him and they've called him a great teammate. From afar, what makes him such a great teammate?
He's always in the team. He's ambitious. He wants to play. He wants to play as many minutes as possible. He wants to get to his next contract. He has all the same ambitions as every player does, but he always prioritizes the team. And we have a lot of guys like that, but he does so with his voice and with his energy, and he brings that no matter what's going on individually for him. He parks that. And I'm so impressed with his intangibles. Because he's not only that, he's not just waving a towel. You put him out there and he's physically competing. He's one of the top charge guys in the NBA. He's in there on the glass. He doesn't back away from a situation. The shots he made on Sunday against Denver, shots he made in Memphis, which was a big win for us last week. He's not afraid of the moment either. He's a high level competitor, but he's always inside the team. It's very impressive compete together player.
You feeling extra boost from your players this morning with this game in Boston and the Celtics playing the champs?
We're excited, and we're excited because we know they're excited. I thought they amped up to another level against LA the other night. And so they're a team that, they're coming off a championship, and, they seem to savor these types of matchups. And so Boston's going to be ready to play. We're going to be ready to play. Both teams will get better from the experience. That's what we're interested in. Going back to your first question is, how do we improve, in these last 17, 18 games? And a night like tonight on the road against a team of this quality, we will get better tonight, regardless of, what happens in the game or what the outcome is.